Welcome back to the channel. Get ready for today's wild ride because we're about to explore one of the most mind-blowing and valuable coins in American history, the Washington quarter. But wait, not just any Washington quarter. We're talking about a super rare, ultra-valuable 1965 Washington quarter, a coin that could potentially land you a jaw-dropping $15,500. Yes, you heard that right, $15,500. Crazy, right? But don't blink, because in this video, we're uncovering the hidden history, the fascinating mint errors, and revealing why this 1965 quarter is worth so much. So, grab your magnifying glass and let's dive in, you won't want to miss this. Before we get into the specifics of the 1965 Washington quarter, let's take a quick look at the history of this iconic coin. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932, marking the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Designed by John Flanagan, the coin features Washington's profile on the obverse, and on the reverse, an eagle standing proudly with its wings spread. This coin was quickly accepted by the American public and became a staple in everyday transactions. Fast forward to 1965. The U.S. Mint was facing a coin shortage after the country's silver reserves were rapidly depleting. The Treasury decided to change the composition of quarters and dimes, eliminating silver from their mix. Prior to 1965, these coins were made from 90% silver, but starting in 1965, the quarters were minted with a composition of 75% copper and 25% nickel. It was a major change, and little did anyone know that this year would produce one of the rarest and most valuable Washington quarters of all time. Now, here's where things get interesting. The 1965 Washington quarter without a mint mark, yes, you heard that right, is worth up to $15,500 today. But why? Let's break it down. Normally, U.S. coins are stamped with a mint mark to indicate where they were produced. You'll often see mint marks like D for Denver or S for San Francisco on coins. However, in 1965, there were some strange anomalies in the production process. The Denver Mint was supposed to mint all the quarters that year, but due to a shortage of space and time constraints, some quarters were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, without any mint mark at all. These mintless quarters were mistakenly released into circulation, and this is where the rarity and value come into play. Now, why does this mintless anomaly matter? Well, the 1965 Washington quarter without a mint mark is incredibly rare because it was never intended to be released. There were only a small number of these quarters struck, and they were immediately mixed in with the rest of the 1965 quarters that had mint marks. Collectors and coin dealers later discovered the error, and those few mintless quarters became highly sought after. Fast forward to today, and the value of these coins has skyrocketed. Experts believe that only around 10 to 20 of these 1965 mintless Washington quarters are still in circulation. Some of them have been graded as high as MS-67, meaning they're in mint condition. A coin in such pristine condition can fetch up to $15,500 at auctions or private sales. In fact, even coins with lower grades can still go for thousands of dollars, making the 1965 Washington quarter without a mint mark one of the most valuable coins from the 20th century. But what about the other Washington quarters from 1965 and beyond? Well, the value of a coin is determined by a few factors: rarity, condition, and demand. In the case of the 1965 mintless quarter, it's the rarity and the error that drives its value up. Coins in great condition, with little to no wear, are also worth more because they're seen as more collectible and desirable. Coin grading is an essential part of determining a coin's worth. Grading takes into account various features of the coin, such as the sharpness of the design, the amount of wear and tear, and the overall quality of the strike. A coin that's graded high, say MS-65 or MS-66, will typically have a better appearance and fetch a higher price than a coin with a lower grade. A 1965 Washington quarter without a mint mark, especially one in an MS-67 grade, is a rare find indeed. However, not all 1965 Washington quarters without a mint mark are worth tens of thousands. If you find one in poor condition, it might only be worth a few $100s. But even at that price, it's still quite impressive for a coin that's over 50 years old. Coin auctions have become a hotbed for selling rare and valuable coins like the 1965 Washington quarter. Auction houses across the country frequently sell high-grade, error coins for staggering amounts. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector or just starting out, these auctions offer a unique opportunity to acquire some of the most valuable and rare coins in the world. If you're lucky enough to come across a 1965 Washington quarter without a mint mark, it's essential to get it professionally graded. Coin grading services, like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, can authenticate the coin and assign it a grade. This helps potential buyers understand the value of the coin and allows you to get the best possible price if you choose to sell. Of course, not all Washington quarters from 1965 are going to make you a small fortune. But if you're interested in coin collecting, focusing on rare, error-prone coins is a great way to build a valuable collection. Some other Washington quarters from the 1960s and beyond also have unique features that make them worth a pretty penny. For example, the 1949, 1950, and 1964 Washington quarters, especially those with unusual mint marks or high grades, can fetch hundreds to thousands of dollars. Building a coin collection takes time, patience, and a keen eye for rare finds. But with enough research and persistence, you could strike gold, or should we say, silver. Just like those lucky collectors who found the 1965 Washington quarter without a mint mark. So, the next time you're flipping through your spare change or searching through your coin jar, keep an eye out for those unique and rare errors. You might just have a treasure in your hands. Whether it's a 1965 Washington quarter without a mint mark, or another error coin from history, you never know what you might find. Thanks for joining us today. We hope you learned a little more about the history, value, and rarity of the Washington quarter, especially the 1965 mintless version. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on our latest coin hunting tips and valuable insights. Who knows, maybe the next big find is just around the corner.